What's going on, you guys? We're back with another video. This is actually going to be a new series we're doing on the channel called the 10 Horsemen of EDH. So this is basically going to be going through each color, each monocolor, then of like an overall arching lands, artifacts, and gold / multicolor cards. And we're going to be talking about what me personally, not everyone in the world of Magic thinks is the top 10 cards or card type effects in each of those color combinations. And today we are starting with white because it is first in WUBRG order. So let's begin with number 1. So number 1 on this list is gonna be the Swords to Plowshares, the Path to Exile cards. Basically the staple removal for white, right? Like we're gonna be casting it for 1 mana and we're gonna be exiling a card or destroying a card. Most of the time it's gonna be exile though, and we get the benefit of either them getting a land or them gaining life equal to the power. Number 2 on this list is going to be a Chroma's Will. I think this card is bonkers. Like, it is one of the best white cards ever printed, and it reads for 3 and a white. Choose one. If you control a commander as you cast a spell, you may choose both. Creatures you control gain flying, vigilance, and double strike until end of turn. Creatures you control gain lifelink, indestructible, and protection from all colors until end of turn. This card is a house, and that is why it is claimed its spot at number 2 in our top 10 cards / things that we can use in mono white. And number 3 on that list is going to be Tarious Protection easily. Tarious Protection is a great card for 2 and a white. Until your next turn, your life total can't change and you gain protection from everything. All permanents you control phase out. Exile Tarious Protection. It is just a good, oh, you're going to win, but what if I left the game so you couldn't win? So I'm just going to sit here and foil your plans really quick. No big deal. Yeah, so that is another top 10 card on this list. And going into number 4, we have a group of effects, meaning like, for instance, in this rule or taxation effects, we're going to talk about rule of law later, but taxation effects specifically in white are very good. You have Smothering Tithe, you have Land Tax, you have Monologue Tax. Monologue Tax is really good too. Basically, things that say, and this is Smothering Tithe says, whenever an opponent draws a card, that player may pay 2, and if they do not, you make a treasure token. And it just the card images are going to be on the screen here with me, and just taxation effects seem to synergize really well with mono white, and yeah, that is why it is number 4 on this list. And you know what else synergizes with this list in mono white in general? This segue to our sponsor, TCGPlayer. With thousands of singles, sleeves, deck boxes, and playmats, you'll find everything you need. Whether you're a fan of Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, One Piece, Lorcana, or any of the other 30+ card games or tabletop games available, TCGPlayer has got you covered. So why wait? Check the link in the description and get the cards and game accessories you need today. Coming in at number 5, we have a Planeswalker that I think is possibly the best white Planeswalker ever printed. It is the Wandering Emperor. I probably should have pulled an image up for this, but it's okay. The Wandering... Yes, I am searching this up in real time. You get to see me searching in the video. Anyways, the Wandering Emperor for 2 white has Flash. As long as the Wandering Emperor entered the battlefield this turn, you may activate her loyalty abilities anytime you could cast an instant. +1, put a 1/1 counter on 1 target creature. It gains first strike until end of turn. For -1, create a 2/2 white samurai creature token with vigilance. And for -2, exile tapped creature, you gain 2 life. This card is bonkers. It is a staple in a lot of formats, and it's just a really good white Planeswalker, and in my opinion, the best one ever printed. Going into number 6 is where we're going to talk about the rule of law effects, your rule of law for Archon of Emeria, Eidolon of Rhetoric, Deafening Silence, and Phyrexian Censor. Players can only cast 1 spell a turn effects, just shutting the game down, making it slow, snail's pace magic, the way Richard Garfield did not intend. Because white players are stingy. They want one thing a turn, and they want it on your turn. So that's why we're going to include Grand Abolisher on this list, and Silence as well. Just those types of effects all together in the rule of law effect. So basically telling your opponents, I tell you when you can cast spells and how many you can cast a turn. That's a white thing. It's a white thing before it's a blue thing, because countering a spell is a little bit different, I think, than telling an opponent, hey, you can only do this once per turn, and you can only do it on your turn. The next card in number 7, I believe, 7 on this list, is a card that is another bane of many staples. We have Stoneforge Mystic. So when Stoneforge Mystic enters the battlefield for 1 and a white, you may search for an equipment card from your library and put it in your hand, and then you may tap her for 1 and a white to put it onto the battlefield. So this is used oftentimes in Modern for Hammer. You can use it in Commander to search things like Shadow Spear, and it searches Shadow Spear. It searches Umazawa's Jite. It searches any of the swords. The equipments you can find with it are endless. That's why it is on this list. All right, so that was actually, I've lost track of the numbers. We're going to ditch the numbers. I'm not putting numbers on the screen for any of this video, probably not for this series. So going into the next card that's on my list, because to be told, this isn't like a specific order. I just kind of wrote down some cards, and we're just going based on how I listed them. So the next card we have is Mana Tithe, and just white counter spells in general, but specifically Mana Tithe. I love Mana Tithe. I think more players should be on it, because it's like, comes in handy in a pitch. Say players tapped out to do their big battle trick or their combo. You make them pay 1 more and they can't. It just kind of foils the whole plan. So like, it's a great thing for mono white players. Mana Tithe has come in clutch for me more than I can even speak to. So that's why it's on this list. Next, we're moving into Adeline Resplendent Cathar. I think that's her name. It'll be on the screen over here, right here. Adeline is a 3-drop, 1 and 2 white, and she has vigilance. Her power is equal to the amount of creatures you control, and whenever you go to combat, you make a 1/1 human soldier that is tapped and attacking, and that is when you attack. It's just, she's such a good card, and another bane of a lot of formats. She's good in Commander, she's good in Dual Commander, she's good in Standard, and that is why she is on this list. Last but not least, we have one of my favorite white cards, 2 of them specifically. We have Thalia Heretic Cathar and Thalia Guardian of Thraben, I think, are the 2 that are named. I'm going off of memory for these because I know what the Thalias do. So for the first Thalia is 1 and a white. You non-creature spells cost 1 more to cast, and for the other one is 2 and a white. Creatures your opponents control enter tapped, and non-basic lands your opponents control enter tapped. They both have first strike. They are great creatures. They're great leaders in Commander. They are great effects in 60 card format. And yeah, white, just an overarching theme to wrap up the video is that white is a color that is similar to blue in the fact that they want to control what happens in the game. They want to say, hey, this is what you're doing this turn. This is how much it costs. Deal with it. They are the IRS. They will take your money and they will make money while doing it. And, they also do the big swing in a lot of token generations with things like Mondrak and the new god that does triple from Ixalan. And yeah, like I said before in the ad read, if you want any of these cards, you can go over to TCGPlayer. They'll hook you up. They got you covered. Use my link down in the description. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.